Welcome back, everybody. We are on the threshold of the third hour of RollPlay Nebula Jazz. You have some very bad people chasing you.
Yeah.
What are you going to do,
We
my
don't
friends?
know these people. They're just doing their job.
That's true.
They might not be bad.
They're actually probably pretty good people. You're the bad people.
Yeah, we're the bad guys.
You killed the prince. Well, you didn't kill him,
we
but you
ate
him.
a prince.
I mean, we didn't need him. Didn't need him.
Speaking of whom, so Rex, what are you gonna do, buddy? You have a deep hunger for your freedom. How are you going to achieve it?
Rex spots this car in the street, and no one's in it. He runs over to the car and kind of like slides across the bonnet and tries the handle of the driver's side.
Okay. You put a hand to it and receive a slight electric shock. You pull your hand away before it hurts you too bad, and over the driver's side window, a bunch of warning holograms in various languages appear, warning you not to touch Imperium property.
Oh, yeah. He like shakes his hand a little bit and then just like punches the window to break the glass.
All right, sure. Make a forceful roll.
I mean, we do have a mechanic with us.
I'm gonna say to put your hand through the glass.
I was compelled. All right.
Let's have you make a forceful roll. I'm gonna say difficulty 4 to break the glass with your fist.
Difficulty 4.
Oh, welcome
all right.
back.
Oh, did it fix?
Yeah.
Yay! Hi!
Finally.
Your
All right.
beautiful
Magic.
face.
All right. So you've got a 1 on your forceful. You need 3. I mean, a reroll wouldn't be amiss in this situation, but we see you get ready to take the punch. What do you want to do? Do you want to spend the points, or do you want to not? Here's the other thing. If you take a mild consequence, I'll let you just have it. I'll let you punch your hand through the glass.
What is a mild consequence that lasts the whole session?
It lasts the rest of the scene, so it'll clear once you escape. Yeah.
Rex I'll take a mild consequence to break
All
the
right.
glass.
So your mild consequence can be, I don't know, like damaged fist. Like you put your hand through the glass. It's not good for your hand, but it gets the job done. So the windshield on the left side, or the driver's side window, you just punch it. All the holograms dissipate in little pixelated blocks, kind of scatter on the ground, and then bits of glass just fall all around you and into the seat. An alarm starts to whine from the vehicle, and I think that the drivers, like the column, so you can see the little steering wheel and the gear shift, big metal shields go and like close around the driving equipment in the vehicle when you break the glass.
Okay. Rex like reaches in and he like unlocks the door and swings it open.
Okay.
And then I'm going to compel Aurora to hack into the.
Okay, so what aspect of Aurora's are you compelling?
I'm going to compel her mechanic of Alexitron aspect to hotwire this car.
Okay, so what part of her being a mechanic of Alexitron? Obviously, that's what allows her to do it. But what part of it makes her like compels her to do it? What about this is like? Is it because it's like too interesting a challenge, or?
I am desperate to get out of here. I've been shot. I'm on a lizard man's back.
Yeah, I mean, none of that is
hiding in
really
trash.
none of that is really tied to who you are, though. Who you are is not caring about that. That's about being like,
That's
yeah,
true.
this is an adventure.
So I gotta compel it based on who she is. All right.
Well, it's got to be
Yeah.
compelled based on the aspect, right? Like, what about that aspect would force her
All right.
to
Well, I
do
don't
this
have to
thing?
compel it then. I can just ask her, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I would just turn to Aurora and be like, you know, cars, right? Get this working.
Okay. So you see the Imperial Guardians poke their head out of the window. Like one of them pokes his head out of the window and looks, and y'all are too far away for them, and they're not going to, like, the fire escape's all damaged, not going to jump down. You see them disappear back into the room, and they're probably running down the stairs to come out the front where they're going to be met with the barricade.
Does my tiny baby boy hear anything?
Little tiny
And
version
now
of you
we know how slimes have babies.
stuck in a vent. Yeah. So you hear them running out into the hall.
Okay. I don't hear them like talk about anything. They just
No.
go, move.
Pretty much.
but in Imperial. Okay, cool. Okay.
So Aurora or Quinn, either of you can go.
I get behind the driver's seat, and I guess I take my happy-go-luckiness, and I try to work on this car.
Yeah, you're just like, I can do it. You're like, it's so the console is covered by like a metal block, basically, like metal shutters have closed around the console. You don't really have access to any of the computer systems in the vehicle because they're all underneath.
Oh, wait, okay.
I would like to rip that console off. I'd like to hack the computer, as I've been known to do.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So Quinn, I'm going to. I know it's pretty much the same action, but I'm going to compel you to do it in a way that is tied to your former space jacking. Now,
Of course.
Pulling the shields off the console would require finesse to not damage anything underneath. But as a former space jacker, you know that the fast jack is the best jack, and I'm gonna compel you to jack this vehicle as fast as possible with the most like damaging way, because that's how you learn how to do it.
Yeah, that's how you jack. You got to go. You don't worry about hurting it. You just go as fast. Yeah, you can't hurt the machine. You just got to jack it fast and loose. All right. Let's so what is that? Quick or forceful or both?
It's
both.
Because I compelled you, it's flashy. That's what the compel is for here. I want you to do it in the
bonuses to being flashy?
Big showy way. Nope, just make a flashy roll. It's going to be difficulty 4 to yank the panel off.
This requires a near perfect. This will be fun. Smash doesn't work. Okay.
So here's the thing. I'll give you the success. I'll let you have it. But I want to give you the opportunity. You've only got 2 fate points. So you can buy a reroll if you want to try again, or you can just let me tell you what the offer is, and then you can decide if you want to take it.
I want to re-roll. Let's.
Okay. So what aspect are you going to use to
Can I also use former space jacker to know that I messed up that, but this is really what I want to do.
It can be a compel and an invoke. Yeah. Go ahead.
Please don't be worse.
Better. Not quite all the way there.
Hold on.
Sure. Holding.
What about? Hold on, I'm looking for something. What if I create a new stunt?
Okay.
Called.
Normally I would get you to do this before you roll, but I like where you're going. Go ahead.
All right. What if I create a new stunt?
Because you want a stunt that gives you a +2 to this roll, basically, right?
You're damn right.
All right. So it's gonna be because of a thing. You get a +2 when overcoming flashily when. So you need to fill out the because of a thing and what is the circumstance in which you get the +2.
So because I am known for my hacking.
Jacking. For your jacking.
Because I was the jacker hacker.
Oh, that was your role in Captain Subject's crew. Jacker hacker. Okay.
Because I was the jacker hacker, when I come across a hack that I cannot jack, I get +2 to flashy.
Yeah, overcome flashily.
To overcome flashily, to save face from my failure. So
okay. When like your rep is on the line.
Yeah, my rep is on the line in front of other people. In order to save face, I gain +2 to.
So you only get the +2 if you fail initially, basically.
No, it's always applied to the roll before you roll, but when there's the chance that failure would embarrass you. So okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so the stunt will be because I was the jacker hacker. I think this is like it's an austere, like an important title, right? Not every jacker gets to
Is also
become
a
Jacker
hacker.
Hacker.
Yeah.
And like not every crew has one of these, but you trained, you worked hard, you rose through the ranks of Jackery and became the Jacker Hacker of that crew. And they haven't replaced you. They don't. That's probably why Slipknot's so mad, because his famed Jacker Hacker disappeared. But now you still got those skills, and as a result, when you flashily overcome when your reputation is on the line. So in this case, it would be embarrassing to you, because this is a standard Jack, like ripping off a console. You should be able to do this.
Right. So is this a thing that, just to clarify in my stunts here, is this a thing that I would be able to use only when being flashy in a Jacker hack situation?
No.
Anytime I'm flashy.
Anytime that you are flashily using the overcome action, as long as failure would be embarrassing for you.
Cool. All right.
A lifetime of Jacker Hackery, and you are ready. You're ready to do it. So you dig your claws in, and you peel it like a ripe banana, just tearing away at the metal. And now underneath the exposed console is available for Aurora to dig into. Aurora, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna dig into it, but not literally, not like him. I'm gonna do it with more finesse and carefully, because this is gonna be something that's gonna be hard for me to do. But I am the happy-go-lucky mechanic, so.
Yeah, this is just another challenge. You do this with a smile on your face. Okay, so you're gonna have to overcome.
Okay.
And I think you're gonna have to overcome carefully.
Okay.
And we'll see difficulty 3. Okay. All right. Now you don't have any fate points, my dear.
Nope.
So I'll give you a bargain.
Okay.
So I could just say like, nope, doesn't happen. You're gonna need to wait or try something else, but that's boring. I think that you can get it up and running, but you got a choice. You can either disable the tracking device, right? Because the Jacker Hacker didn't disable the tracker, or so you can disable the tracking device, or you can do that, but in rerouting the power, it's going to mean the car's batteries don't have that much juice. You're not going to get very far away. So they can follow you, but you can get somewhere further, or you can get somewhere nearby and they won't follow you.
Ooh. I mean, I think it's going to be important that we get as far as possible, as fast as possible, and then find a new car or something, than it is to be nearby and they could have people posted elsewhere. Team, do you not agree?
I mean, you're not. I don't know if you're telling us the outcome of this.
Okay, here I am. I'm sitting here and I'm all frustrated because I'm not doing so well, and I'm still looking forward to the challenge. But I turn to Rex and I say, well, I can do one of two things. We can get farther, but they're like, this car has a tracking device, and the hacker jacker, well, he did not disable it correctly, so they will find us. Or I could disable it, but we're not going to get very far.
I mean, it would be less of a problem, Jesse, if you still had your tools. In your bag, you have a Jacker Hacker tracker cracker, I guess you could have used.
Yeah.
Not available.
And by bag, we mean pants.
God damn it.
Yeah, unfortunately, when I fled, I had to leave everything behind. So it's a past life that I lived. But should we ever come across Jacker Hacker tools, you let me know. I'll steal those things, and I will know what to do with them.
All right.
Rex turns to Roy and he's like, short and sweet. If they can't follow us, we can disappear.
And I say, all right. And then I do that. I choose to turn off the tracking instead. So.
All right. So you're on the console. You've got access to the power supply. You're twisting wires together, and you can see the power kind of like fluctuating on the system. The hologram display flickers in and out, and then the ignition like lights up, and the whole thing like lifts off the ground. And the tracker is temporarily disabled, and it's giving you a little warning light, like tracking device turned off. But the system is automatically starting to like fix itself, so you've only got a limited amount of time to get everybody in the car and get the hell out of there.
Okay.
Eugene, it is your turn.
So she's working on getting the tracker disabled. He just ripped the car up a little bit. he just punched a thing and now his hand hurts and I'm just a goopy mess next to the car. Is that the situation?
You're still in the alley, I think. Yeah, because you moved from the vents to the alley.
Right.
I think
Is
all
there-
of us are in the car, but Eugene, right?
Right now, the three of you are in the street, and yes, Eugene is in the alley.
Okay.
Are there still alarms coming out of this car?
No, the alarm is disabled with the tracker.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna make my way to the car, and then, regardless of if anybody's in it, I'm gonna get in it.
Okay.
Because I'm so done. I want to get out of here. I'm over it. Let's go.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna get you slime into the back seat of the vehicle.
Yeah, I smell bad, but I got most of the trash out. I just want to go home.
All right. Okay. So Rex, I assume you also want to get into the vehicle. Who's gonna be driving this thing?
Rex will drive.
All right. So Rex, you jump in the driver's seat. You like shove Aurora over into the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Rex, you jump in, shove Aurora over to shotgun. The Guardians, they moved last time. So room to hall to lobby. They're going to try to move from the lobby to the street, but they have to get through this barrier first. So you hear on the other side, like rattling as they realize the door is like blocked. And they don't have a plus anything for this action. So I'm just going to roll. And I need to get 3 of these 4 dice to be successful from the break it through. I might need to spend some points, I think. Yeah, -1. Okay. I'm going to spend one of my fate points to use the aspect bad neighborhood. So the construction around here is old and crap, and it's not so much that the pretzel steel around the door is going to break. It's that the door itself and the hinges are going to start to come off. So I'm going to give me another reroll. So their first roll, they slam in, doesn't give, but some of the plaster starts to chip away. Slam their shoulder in again to try to break it. Worse that time. Still nothing. And I don't think I have any more aspects that I can trigger right now. So you can hear them on the other side, like, it's jammed, what's going on? And they're like, someone's like, go around. And you can hear them like moving around in the lobby, but they're still held at bay. Quinn, what do you want to do?
Everyone is in the car, yes?
Yes. Yeah.
I want to shout, hit it. Let's go. Let's drive.
All right. So you climb into the back, and away you go.
You see the hover car like drop in the back corner as like this giant lizard climbs in the back seat, but it like manages to stay hovering.
I'm just like,
yeah. I love the idea of it's
just
starting. It's starting to pull off, like it starts to pull, and then you get in, and the back end of it scrapes on the ground
like
for a few meters.
Flare up, and then it manages to stabilize again, and we just like shoot up.
Yeah, I love it. Awesome.
Me.
All right,
I'm in the middle seat, but I'm just like.
So the scene ends, which means my fate pool clears. Anyone who has stress can remove it. Anyone who has a level 2 consequence can remove that. And then I refresh up to 4 points for the next scene.
Does that mean my hands are right now?
Yeah, if it was just a -2, you're okay. It clears. Cool. Yeah, so you cheese it. You're flying through the crowded streets. The vehicle, you can only get it, so far before the tracker's going to turn back on. What does the conversation in the car look like?
Maybe it's just awkward silence.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Malfunctioning police skimmer, flying around. All these like warnings popping up in Imperial script.
Oh, I know what the conversation should be. Eugene, what did you do?
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
You're the one who set up this deal. What were we doing there?
And I like how I'm like, you smell that, and I think like the whole opposite. You smell. What did you do?
You're literally a pile of smelly garbage slime. Why?
Okay, look. If anything, I don't want to say this because I've known him for years, but if anything, it's going to be Cthulhu. He's going to be the one who set us up. God.
We have to go back. We have to go to him. He's the only one who knows why the prince was there.
Rex kind of like looks back over his shoulder and he's like, I'm already heading there. And he's just currently breaking every traffic law there is.
Sure. And yeah, like this vehicle is designed much in the same way that all of the artifacts of the Imperium are, in that it's vehicle shaped. It's got a kind of like pointy end to it, but the outside, despite the fact that you've banged it up against a couple of walls and one of the doors is broken off, is designed to look quite imposing and beautiful. It's got kind of a gothic look to it. It's got all this like gold filigree and this sort of swept architecture look to the vehicle. It's like a smaller version of their space fighters, and it attracts attention. People notice when you fly by, and you're heading to. You want to head to Cthulhu's shop?
Yeah,
Definitely.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I think you can get that far. You're not trying to get like the other end of the station. You get that far before you have to ditch the car. What is the plan with the car? Like, do you leave it somewhere and then go on foot? Do you just like park it and wait for the system to come back online? Like, what do you want to do?
Yeah, we just hop out and go, free car, and then we walk away.
yeah.
Surprisingly, no one wants to take an
Free car to
Imperial.
good home.
No one wants to take an Imperial patrol vehicle from from a bunch of no good slimes and lizard people.
Yeah, we just ditch it.
You.
We just ditch it. We leave
Can
on
we
like a
ditch
side.
it in an alley?
Yeah, we leave on like a side street and we just like head into the busy areas.
Okay.
All
right.
Sam, why don't you just eat it?
He already did his.
I already
Just-
ate. I don't know if you can smell the prince's cologne on my breath, but I
That's not cologne. The Mingasi have an internal scent gland that they can customize so that they smell the nicest to everybody. You all smell something different when Sam's character burps.
Yeah.
But yeah, the vehicle, you want to try to ditch it and make your way to the shop. Okay,
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. His shop is in a disreputable part of town anyway. So we see you fly off, maybe like bang off a wall and disappear into the traffic stream of the station. But when we fade in, we see the outside of Cthulhu's shop, his little sign, the cone-shaped dude on it. The shop is closed. The door is shut. The windows are shuttered. And there's a sign on the door that says closed due to holiday. And it's just been like put up on the door.
I like.
And it's got a little drawing of Cthulhu holding a suitcase, like a stuffed suitcase with like underwear and stuff like falling out of it, and he's wearing a little hat and he's like waving it like on the sign, a little animated like kind of glowing sign on the front of the door.
I'm going to. I'll be like heading up the team. Like I'm in front. And I get to the door and I stand there for a second. Then I turn to everybody else and go, well.
Oh, also, I thought of something. So while you're separated from your little blob guy, what happens? Like, will it eventually just like die? Or
Well, they're really fucking stupid. So like,
okay.
It's small enough that for maybe like 20 minutes it'll remember what it's supposed to do, and then it's going to go and try to live a nice life.
So here's how this affects this is how it affects your cognitive process. So
Sure.
until the end of this is gonna be a challenge for you, but until we go to our next break, every time you separate a piece of yourself, because there's got to be some kind of like till we get to the next break, you're not allowed to use the letter E in a sentence. Just your character can't say that letter. It's fallen out of your vocabulary. So beware of that.
All right.
Until you like regrow that
Yeah,
bit you
until
lost.
that little bit of your brain comes back. That
Right,
little creature,
right.
and the creature is only allowed to use that letter to communicate. So it's like, yeah, you've lost that letter. We'll pick a new letter every time you do this.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
All right. So I turn to them and I look at the door and I go, wall?
And I no, that's a door.
No. And I just like splat my arms against the door.
Oh. And I turned to Quinn and I go, hey, I saw you take care of these once. I'm reminiscent of the battleship where he clawed open skeleton doors.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody?
Wall?
Wall? And they only want to knock?
Jesse, they're asking you to rip the door open.
I thought you actually wanted to knock.
No,
Fine. Yeah, I go up to the door and knock.
All right. Yeah. There is no answer from beyond.
And I lean forward. I'm like, do the thing. Do the thing.
I think, should someone go around back? Is there a back that someone can go around to?
Yeah, I imagine they're probably.
Make sure there isn't shifty dudes.
All right, yeah. Rex like nods at this and just like heads around the back of the building.
I try to force the door open.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. It's a difficulty 2 forceful roll. Oh yeah, no problem. So you just like, how do you do it? Do you like rip the door off, or do you just like pull it until the lock snaps, or what? How aggressive do you want to be about this?
I look at the door and sort of size it up and realize that there's no like fancy way of getting in. So I just sort of like mash my hands right in the middle of it and just pull. And instead of it opening, like it just rips and bends off.
Yeah. You just take the door apart essentially. Yeah, no problem.
I like flop part of my body against him to like pat him on the back. Good job, bud. Hoy fucked us. And then I just like walk in.
Uh-huh. So inside the in the room, so the three of you are going to go in. So you walk into the shop, and the shop is, as it was before, dusty and dark. I don't know. Do you flip on a light, or do you just walk into it in the dark?
If I can see where the light is, then
there's a switch. There's a switch for the door. Okay. Yeah, you flip it on, and the lights come on, and it looks like the shop has been rolled. Like it's the shelves are mostly empty. There's some broken bits of stuff on the ground. It doesn't look like someone came in here to damage stuff. Like desks aren't, like the desk isn't flipped over, but the cash register is open. It just looks like all of the merchandise has been like taken off the shelves.
As shady characters ourselves.
Yeah.
Does it look to us like somebody really badly tried to stage a robbery here?
That's a good question. You could definitely make a roll to find that out.
Can I make like a clever roll?
Let me see. It'll be clever or careful. You pay close attention to detail. Yeah, this is careful. This is definitely careful.
3.
Okay. Yeah. So you start taking a look around. It seems like this wasn't a robbery at all. This looks like someone like hastily cleaning the place out. There are things that are like missing that didn't get picked up, and there's like scuff marks on the floor from like luggage. It looks like Cthulhu like grabbed his merchandise and tried to fuck off.
Okay.
So around back, Rex, you come around the back, and we see parked in the back. With the trunk open, the boot open in the back, what looks like basically the sort of sci-fi hover equivalent of like an old, slightly rusty like red Cadillac. It's hovering in idle mode. Maybe the tail end is a little lower. The trunk is stuffed full of bags, and you see the fleshy triangle of Cthulhu. He's got his little he's got a little fedora on. And he's like trying to push with his tentacles, trying to push the trunk closed. And he's mumbling to himself. He's like, "Oh, come on! Oh, I gotta get out of here! Come on, you stupid thing!" And he's like holding himself up and kind of like pushing on the trunk.
Rex kind of like comes up beside him and leans on the trunk, and his weight like shuts the trunk for him. And then he's just like, going somewhere?
Yeah, he turns around suddenly, like, and his tentacles like flailing, grabs his hat, and because it flies off his head, and he clutches it to his chest, I guess, like between his mouth and his cluster of eyes. He's like, oh, I'm gonna have a heart attack. Okay, all right. Oh, you scared me. Good to see you. How's it going?
Rex just nods at the door, and he just goes inside. And
he looks back and he's like, "No, I'm just I got a flight to catch, buddy. big hurry.
No,
that last payoff, you did me right. I gotta go meet some.
No. Rex just pulls out a pistol and it points at his face and he goes, inside.
And he holds his tentacles like wiggle in the air. Make a now you don't have to make a roll. He's intimidated enough as it is. The pistol in his face is right now scarier than the thing that's scaring him already. So yeah, he's like, look, listen, no problem. We can go inside. It's fine. Let's go. And he like turns around to kind of like head back inside.
Rex just immediately puts the pistol away and then walks around the front of the Cadillac, like leans in and kind of like takes the keys, and then like he like tosses them in the air once and shoves them in his pocket and just follows Tentacle Man into the building.
Okay. All right. So meanwhile, inside, Aurora, I have a compel for you.
Okay.
So sitting on the counter, you're looking around, and you see the empty milk crate where the LPs were stored before, because even in the distant corner of the galaxy, you have to store LPs in a milk crate. Past there, up to the desk, next to the cash register, there's a little silver box. It's about, I don't know, a foot on each side. Sticking out of the side of the box is a little kind of L-shaped handle with a wooden like ball on the end. The box used to have paint on it. You can still see there's like in the crevices there's like red and yellow paint, but you can't tell what it was made of. I'm going to offer you a fate point if you turn the crank. If you let your mechanic's curiosity get the best of you, and you see what this box does.
She literally can't say no, right?
That's right.
I know I can't. No. I'm gonna do it because I'm curious and I'm happy-go-lucky. And what could possibly go wrong? I've never seen this contraption before, and I think Aurora walks up and she's like waiting, and nothing's going on. So she like grabs the handle and tries to like pull it, and then she tries to push it, and then she realizes, oh.
Yeah, and as you do, there's a little bit of resistance at each sort of turn of the crank, and it clunks and makes a sort of little musical noise as you're turning it, and it's making like a little song. And
as it does it, I like slowly. I'm like, ooh, like I'm like, oh, this is a music maker, and I'm like fascinated.
So as you're turning it, we all hear the like dunk 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 dunk, and you're like turning this little box, and Quinn and Eugene, you hear this sound. You like look up to see Aurora doing this. Okay. And then there's a jingling sound in the back, like behind the like beaded curtain that Cthulhu uses to separate the shop from his office. But you hear a sound in the back as someone comes in from the alley. Anybody want to do anything?
Hey, Cthulhu, is that you?
So yeah, you call out, and you hear a very very nervous Cthulhu where he's like, "Hey, Eugene, the whole gang's here, huh?" And he parts the curtain with his little pointy head, and the flesh cone extends into the room, and he sees Aurora turning the crank, and he shouts, he's like, put that, and that's when it goes clunk and the box opens up, and there is a bright flash, and I'm gonna roll, and I need everybody to tell me how you defend against Cthulhu's little surprise he left for the people he thought was gonna break into his office. So when the flash goes off, the last note of the little music box is clunk, and it pops open. Everybody has to resist an attack with a 3. What do you all do?
I'm not in the room yet.
What kind of an attack is this?
Like, yeah.
Like an explosion or something like that, like a blast coming out of the box.
Let's see. I mean, I would say I already was in the middle of, looking around the room. I already didn't trust this situation. So the idea that this thing she was playing with was potentially dangerous wasn't lost on me. I was already thinking that something dumb might happen here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say that I took the careful approach to this whole situation from beginning to end, and I was already in a position to be able to duck.
Yeah, you were careful to begin with. Okay, go ahead, roll your careful. Okay, all right. So you're good. Okay. You don't get harmed by the flash in the box. Rex, yours is by merit of just being like not quite in the room yet. You're standing behind Cthulhu.
Yeah, I think like because I went to reach for the keys, I'm like a few seconds behind. So,
okay.
I'm
Yeah,
probably
I mean,
as far from harm's way as you could be.
Yeah, I think it makes sense that you're not subject to the flash. That's fine. Quinn, what do you do when the flash first goes off?
God. I'm gonna stay in character. And I am not clever. So I guess I will quickly sort of just like, because the flash, right? There's nothing, we have no indication of what it is.
Yeah, something bad is about to happen.
I will just sort of like, yeah, like that, and just cover my eyes. Because it's just a flash, so I don't know what it could
Yeah.
be.
Okay. So you're gonna defend with quick?
Yeah.
Just try and get your hands up in place before it happens. Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
No,
All right,
Quinn.
a little slow on the uptake, Quinn. Do you wanna spend it to
Nope.
re-roll?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So you want to fill your 3 stress box?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Quinn, you're temporarily blinded. There's a flash and like you just see bright light and spots. And then Aurora, ground zero. What do you do?
I'd say that like as I'm doing this, Sparky, he's just getting so excited. I'm playing with a toy. It's making noises, and he's just barking and running around. And finally, he gets like too impatient for me to like give it to him or share with him. So I'd say he forcefully pounces on me to get me out of the way, and that knocks me down to the ground right as the clink happens.
Okay.
And so we both go collapsing to the ground. And that's
okay. Yeah, he gets overexcited and knocks you down. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what approach is that? You think like quick or clever? I think quick probably makes the most sense for that one.
Yeah, I'd say quicker. I'd say quicker, forceful. So
maybe. Yeah. Go ahead and roll. Roll forceful. You get pushed down.
Okay. Whew,
okay.
Well.
All right. So you just fill your one stress box.
I'll fill my one.
Okay. All right. So the two of you get stressed out, and because there was a tie, I get to create an aspect that I can use in the scene called Blinded by the Light. And you're all kind of like stunned. It's like a stun grenade essentially goes off. And even if you resisted, this is still like present in the scene. Obviously, Cthulhu knows to like throw his tentacles over his face when that happens. So there's a bright flash, a loud bang as the crescendo of the box goes off. And Aurora, you're down on the floor, and Cthulhu comes over to you, and he looks like genuinely concerned. He's like, I'm sorry. Are you okay? You're not too badly hurt, are you? I don't. All of your organs are in the right place. And he looks over at Eugene, and he's like, is this one supposed to look like this? All of the parts are in the right. And like he picks you up and is just like holding you and kind of like shaking you a little bit to like.
Cthulhu, what the fuck? Just put higher down.
And he puts you down, and he looks at you. Can't use the letter.
I can't use ease.
So Cthulhu looks at you, and he's like, "What's wrong with you?"
Nothing. I'm Fino.
And he looks at you, Rex.
Just sit down.
You got the gun to him, and he like comes over. He can't really sit because he can't bend in half, but he stands, and he puts his hands up, and he's like, "God, you have no idea. I'm so happy to see all of you safe and alive and okay because, I was worried about you."
Huh?
Listen, it's embarrassing for me. I don't I'm a family man. And he takes the thing off his head and puts it to his chest again. He's like, I got little tentacles at home.
What did you do, Cthulhu?
I have to think about them, and we all made mistakes in our past when we were just little suckers. I made a bad deal or two, and there was an opportunity. I had a chance to make good. For the kids, for the missus. We were gonna get out of here. Look, kid, I'm sorry. And he like brushes you off, Aurora. And he looks, Rex. He looks at you and he says, "Did Eugene get brain damage? Do you even have a brain to damage Eugene? I don't." I'm feeling very confused right now, a little stressed out. And he's like pulling his, like he's got a tie around his neck. And it occurs to me just at this moment that if we needed a voice actor for this tentacle, it would be Rodney Dangerfield.
Boy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, ugh, I didn't mean to. And he pulls at his tie, which is wrapped around the tentacle. He's just got like a regular tie now. And and he says, look, whatever happened, I didn't know. They didn't tell me. I thought maybe they'd arrest you or something, but
I get really like our faces are really close. Faces.
Yeah.
My slime bits are close to these like triangle bits. Yeah.
Yep.
And I go, you fuckoed, Mo. You fuckoed, Ugin. Like really seriously,
yeah,
like this
course,
is
yeah.
you know.
He looks around and he says, he's like, I didn't fucko anybody, okay? They told me to tell you to be in a place, and that if I did, then everything would be fine.
And Aurora stands up. She's like, no. You fuckoed all of us. Like it's like now a new word. Like she didn't know before, but she's like,
Sure.
yeah. No, you did that.
Trying to talk tough. Right. All right.
Rex kind of like has put his pistol at his foot, and he's like got his arms folded. He's leaning against the wall by the door they came in, and he's like, "Who's they?"
He says, look, that's complicated. See,
It's really not that complicated. Who's they?
I don't know. It's only ever a voice. You know, we don't. They call me sometimes, tell me to make a deal or not make a deal. They've been up my orifice for months about this, and they promised me this would be the end. I don't know. Listen, if I knew, I'd tell you. Look, you're the second most dangerous people I know, and if I thought it'd get my suckers out of the fire, well, I'd turn you on them for sure. No offense, but I don't know anymore.
Did you know about the prince?
And his eyes varyingly go wide, and he looks at you and he says, what about him?
Fuckoed.
Oh,
Mo
you don't know.
Cathal.
We went to make the trade, and what we found was a dead prince, and we were set up.
Yeah, and two of his tentacles have like loosened his tie, and the other ones are like wringing his hat, and he wipes the sweat off of the top of his cone, and he looks up at you, and he's like, you're not serious. I would never. I love the royal family. I can't even. I have all the collectible plates. I didn't know. You gotta believe me. And he like grabs you by the lapels, by your spandex lapels. He's like, listen, you gotta. I would never have done anything to hurt the prince. And you can like see many of his eyes starting to well up.
He can kind of smell the prince on my breath, right? But I don't bring it up, and I'm just like, I need a name.
He shakes his mass and says, I don't have a name. I wish that I did. I've never had to contact them. I think. Why don't you roll? He's still holding out on one last thing. Okay. He knows something that he's afraid to let out. I mean, you're trying to manipulate him forcefully, right? Like you're threatening him.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's do it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What do I need?
I'm gonna roll against you because he's got some aspects and I got some points, so. And I'm gonna defend. He's gonna defend with sneaky. So let me check Cthulhu's sneakiness. Cthulhu has he's got a 5 sneaky. He's gonna try to keep it to himself here.
Fuck.
It's his only good stat. So he rolls and I get a 6. So you're gonna have to put the pressure on here if you want to beat him. But he's like, yeah, you can see him squirm, and you grab him. You're like, tell me, give me a name, and he's like, I can't do it.
Go on.
You can invoke aspects. Anybody can, like, you're all kind of participating in this. Actually, you know what? Let's make this a conflict. Why don't you? Let's have you attack him because you're
Here's
all
the thing.
working on it together.
I feel like Eugene has a way out of this for us.
Yeah, use your mouth, Eugene. You're like.
I mean, I'm fucking trying. It's hard to put words together, guys. Literally had the one thing I have going for me taken away.
I mean, I think you can still use your stunt though.
I was gonna say no, because it only gets me out of a situation.
Out of a situation, yeah.
It doesn't like fix a
Right,
situation.
right.
So in a mental conflict, you're all part of this conflict together. This actually works perfectly. So Rex, what is your careful? This is going to determine the initiative order.
Oh, my careful is a really good 0.
Okay, Rex is 0. Aurora, what's your careful?
1.
Okay, Quinn,
2.
2 careful. All right, Eugene,
3.
3, and Cthulhu's is, what does he got for careful? Cthulhu is careful, I think 2. Let me check. No, careful 3. Okay. All right. So Eugene, we'll treat that. I want to treat, unless you want to spend points, we'll treat that last attack as a fail, and I'll just I'll create an aspect for my own defense. Unless you want to spend points. Do you want to, Rex?
So I
Okay,
could,
we gotta let Rex resolve his attack first.
I see. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Rex, do you want to?
So what did he get? 6?
He got a 6. So if it stands, that is a 4 over. So I would get an aspect that I can use twice for free.
All right, and if I also have 6, he still gets an aspect?
Yeah, if you get all the way up to 6, he'll still get 1 boost.
So I would have to effectively use 3 aspects to beat him.
Yes, yeah. It may not be worth it.
I guess I don't really want him to get a 4 aspect bonus, so I think I'll just use 1.
Okay.
And that'll be my compelling heroics.
Right.
An innocent man died because of this guy's schmuck deal.
Right. So you're
And-
in the weird galactic film noir that this scene is. You're the like honest cop trying to shake down this crooked guy.
The
right?
fact
You're
that
like,
I ate the guy is irrelevant. That was to get
it's
out of the
relevant. Yeah.
situation.
Listen,
So
an honest
Yeah.
man has lost his life.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I stand up straight and I just look him straight in his beady fucking eyes. And I'm like, an honest man died. Not just any old man. A man you respected.
All right. Okay. So that does ease the damage a little bit. He's only going to get one invoke on this aspect. So I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it looking out for number 1.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to get one boost off that. You're all a little still stunned from the thing, so I've got that available to me now. Eugene, you can take an action. What would you like to do?
I want to. How many aspects can I have?
You can have up to 5.
So I'm trying to think of how to basically say that I've known this guy forever, right? Like I know who his wife is. I know who his kids are.
I mean, you don't need to make up a new aspect if you're looking into doing that.
Okay.
You've got an aspect that implies the connection of all living things to one another. And if you want to be like, I know you, I know your kids, I know your wife, we've been friends forever. We are all connected, right? So you've got
Right.
that available already.
Right.
So what you can tell me basically it's a fight, just like the laser fight was, but the fight here is if I give or if you win, if you can beat him, he'll just fold. He'll tell you everything he knows or whatever. You're all just working on his willpower, like trying to convince him. You're having an argument, basically.
Okay. I wanna basically focus on his family life and specifically his wife. I want.
So what do you say, and then we'll figure out what you roll.
Okay. Give me a sec, because it's really hard to
Do this
plan out what I have.
One of your vowels.
Cathal. How's your weefle? Sure good? Does Sure know your larvin?
All right. why don't you roll? It's confusing for him, but I think he's spoken to less capable creatures before.
Oh my god.
Wait, one more line. Also, does Sean know your whole business, Hover?
And I think like Aurora just in the back, like what?
Yeah, Aurora, your like translator thing is like all kinds of confused right now.
It's going through like hundreds of languages, and it's just like not found.
Yeah, totally.
I'm rolling careful, right? Like all of this is careful or no?
I mean, in this, it's up to you. Like your approach right now is, you're trying to like goad him out. It sounds like you're being careful. You're not just being like you're an asshole or like trying to trick him. So yeah.
4.
Okay. All right. So I got to defend, and he's gonna defend with. I think he's gonna defend with his careful as well. And he very like he just dissembles. He's like, listen, Eugene. I'm real sorry about what happened. Whatever it was.
I bet.
I
bart.
Whatever it is that made you like this. And I don't want to make your friends angry. I was looking out for me. I'm sorry. Okay. I've told you everything I know. We got to let it go. So he's gonna roll. And we'll see.
I don't think so.
And I got a 1. Okay. So I'm gonna activate. I'm gonna use looking out for number 1. I'm gonna use my free one on there to bring me up to 3. He takes 1. He takes 1 stress from that hit. So his 1 box is full. So he's like, you can see him. He's sweating. He's obviously like kind of backed into a corner a little bit. And he's gonna push back a little bit here on you, Eugene. So he says he's like, look, Eugene, we've been through worse stuff before, right? Remember those bounty hunters? That was a good time. I didn't sell you out, did I? Don't screw me on this, you slimy motherfucker. I gotta take my things and go. And if you think that Charlene is ever gonna speak to you again, if you turn me in or you make this tough for us, oh, you got another thing coming. You will never be invited to Blurb's Giving again. So I'm gonna roll. He's being a little forceful with you, I think. So let's make an attack on Eugene here. Sorry, I rolled your forceful. Hang on.
That does not count as my roll. That does not count as my roll, everyone.
That was me. Here's him. There we go. Okay, so I got a 2. All right, so you got to defend. What do you do when he says that? He's like, if you think you're ever getting an invitation to Blurb's Giving again, you are sorely mistaken if you screw me on this.
You know what thars say, Cathal? A P for a P.
A P for a P.
A P for a P.
All right, go ahead and roll to defend against Catul.
Am I defending?
I mean, I think you can fall back on careful as long as you're just being like kind of, having this interchange with him.
Shit.
All right.
He didn't know what P meant. He doesn't know.
He doesn't know. He doesn't have any P's to give. He's given all his P's. So do you want to use one of your fate points, or do you want to take a 2? Take 2. Like if you've got a stress box and you think that you're not going to take too many hits in this fight, take the stress box.
Okay.
You could also take a mild consequence for 2 that'll only last till the end of the fight, but I'll be able to hit on for points.
Could I have a consequence that's like embarrassed? I really hate that I can't contribute better to this whole fight because I can't fucking say words.
Yeah, embarrassed, frustrated, unintelligible. Any of those is fine. All right.
We're gonna talk about this later, right?
Take a 2-point consequence.
Okay, I'm gonna call this consequence. Say what?
Okay, perfect. Quinn, you can see Eugene and Cthulhu are arguing. They're fighting over like this information that he obviously has. You can get involved if you want to. or you can not. It's up to you. But you can
No,
take an action.
I me not talk so good in situations like this. I mean, I don't have the relationship that she does, so I wouldn't really. I'm also I would just sit there rubbing my eyes because I was just blinded. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So you can choose not to get involved if you want to. That's fine. That makes sense.
Yeah, if anything, I'd like to. Is there like a healing mechanism or something? Something I can do to get rid of the fact that I am completely full on my stress?
No. No. But also you should only have stress from this particular scene. Your stress clears at the end of every scene, so you only have the stress you took at the beginning.
So okay, yeah, I think we're good then.
Okay.
All right, so I technically did clear some stress. So I'll just say
Yeah.
that the clearing of the stress was me like, I can
Right, you're
see
taking
now.
taking a minute to like clear your head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, so the stress it's not gone.
Only the stress from the fight is gone.
Oh,
the
okay,
stress
okay.
the stress from the brightness, the explosion,
Explosion.
that's still here. Yeah, you have that.
Okay.
Yeah. So Aurora, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna say that like Aurora is still sitting behind the counter and she's listening and she's confused because she doesn't know what Eugene's saying, but she's like sort of like she's got like this cut that's bleeding and she's sort of messing with it, and as she's sitting there sort of like tending to herself and in confusion, Sparky's the one that gets pissed off and he starts like transforming, but as he does, like some of the armor that was on there sort of like falls off because he's been
Aw.
damaged. But he still transforms into like 2 times his size, and his growl goes a lot deeper, and his bark is a lot deeper. And he walks around, and he looks at this guy, and he starts barking and staring at his tentacles.
Right.
Like
the
now.
the bark starts as like a cute little dog, like a rah, rah, and then it just like as he transforms, it gets lower and scarier as he
Yeah,
changes into like war form. Okay.
Yeah.
So you wanna try to stress him out. You wanna try to intimidate him. You're making an attack.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
so-
I'm gonna try and intimidate him. So.
Okay. This sounds. Let me look at the difference between flashy and forceful because I feel like this could fit. This could fit either of those. This is forceful. Yeah, this is definitely like you're doing it with brute strength. So go ahead and make a forceful roll, and I'll defend. Oof, 5. Okay. He is going to. Yeah, I think he's gonna defend with flashy. So what he does is you know the dog Sparky comes over and starts barking at him, and he like pulls his hat off and he like waves it at Sparky. He's like, hey boy, you want this? Fetch! And he like throws it into the other room to try to distract Sparky. So let's see if you can do it. He's not very flashy. What do we do, Cthulhu? Ooh, not well. All right. He's gonna take a consequence of 4. And let's see. Do I want to spend any of my points? I might as well, actually. Let's bring that down. I'm gonna use 2. I'm gonna use 2 of his aspects. So you don't know what they are. But basically what he does is like he throws the hat, and as he throws it, and Sparky like goes after it. Unless you want to spend any of your points, as Sparky goes after it, he's like, it's fine, I can get a new hat. There's lots of hats in the galaxy. And he's kind of like looking past what's happening immediately and trying to like think about his next move. You can see him the wheels turning.
I think I might actually invoke one of my aspects, which is loyal companion, and I think that he's like very upset that not only did I get hurt, but he also got hurt, and so I think that if I can invoke that, it'll make it a 7.
Yeah, I bumped it up 4, so we're 5 and 5. If you bump it up, it'll make it I'll make it a 7.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna invoke that aspect and say that unless you bump it up even more.
No, I'm not gonna spend another point. So Sparky just doesn't chase the hat. So he just
I
watches it
think
fly off.
he watches it and maybe his tail wags for a second, but then he looks back at the tentacles and at the man thing.
Okay, all right.
So.
He's got 1 stress box left, but I don't want him to. He's gonna out the fight. He's gonna give up. He's gonna give in, which means that we're gonna have to come to a compromise on how much he tells you and what that looks like. So let's take a break here, and when we come back, we'll have a little player chat about the compromise in this scene, and then we can play out the rest of the scene. Also, you can have your E back
Yes. Oh my God. I love imagining that halfway through this big argument, suddenly I can talk normal.
That's great. Awesome. All right. Well, we'll go into our last part of Nebula Jazz when we get back. Stick around, everybody.